You're just in time. Saved you a seat for the Pillars of Man, your number one podcast for the best conversations you could find aimed at male self improvement. And I believe you and I are living in a very opportune time period at the moment. Now, I say that without all the necessary details. I would want to hear about your life so I could more accurately figure out, okay, well, then what is the best game plan for you? What is the best thing for you to be spending your time on, for you to be doing right now, today, that will maximize the chances of having what you want out of life? And that right there is such a conundrum because when you try and calculate it right here at the very beginning of the journey, and you might have a pretty clear idea of your hopes and your dreams, maybe ever since you were a kid, or even from when you were younger. You have passions, hobbies, goals, whatever, very specific outcomes that you would love to happen, and you would love to enjoy them for as long as possible. It's just actually achieving these outcomes and making it all the way to the end of this journey, to have all the treasures and the sweetness and the rewards. That is the hard part. Now, I am a man that believes I am, well, because of the content I do, I am very passionate. I love self improvement. Men who are self improvers, I mean, these are the guys trying to be great. That is either already you or that can be you as well. It gets tricky. One, I am also a man that wholeheartedly accepts, and I really do believe you can really want things in life. You can desire them so passionately, and you have a very clear vision too to head towards. Okay, I mean, this is the best life. I'm trying to I'm trying to pull this off. I'm trying to make it like this as soon as possible. Doesn't mean it'll ever come true. I know how pessimistic that sounds. So yeah, I mean, hey, bro, I thought you are trying to, like, from me to you. I thought you're trying to help me self improve, and I am. Of course, I am. But I try and keep it real here on the Pillars of Man. I mean, but this is not. At the same time, this is not to be pessimistic or cynical or even nihilistic. It's just I want it to be as honest and truthful as possible. And I say that because life is so much bigger than us. There is too much volatility in possibility. Possibility just being really anything goes. Anything can happen, and there's a very wide spectrum of percentages. Very very low percentage, the sky will fall on me right now. Yeah, very high percentage, I will be having lunch tomorrow. There's, like, all sorts of probabilities and variables you can play with. You can try and calculate to accurately predict how you want your life to go. Sure, though none of them are set in stone. None of them are 100% for sure. You know, absolute certainty. So what are you really working with then? You're working with the quality of your life on a daily basis. This is what makes our lives quite unique from, I don't really want to give it a very strict timeline. How, in a more general sense, how about just most of human history? Save this past uh, century or so, okay? Before that, pretty different. And what I mean is survivability was everything, and it still is. I just think progress has gotten us to a point where I will I will use just a very typical, very stereotypical, an average weekly scenario to flesh this out of this point. And the 40-hour work week. So 40 hours and down, I want to say men who are surviving, your bills are paid. You got warm meals every day. You got your shelter. You are clothed. You have running water and electricity. And above all, you know, the best part, you have the internet access, daily internet access as well. 40 hours and down, though, every single week. So that means at least evenings back, all evenings, at least a few hours, and weekends as well. And what I'm talking about is time for you, your own clock, what you get to dictate, not on anybody else's obligation. It's just what do I want to do in this moment? Like genuine free time. It gets more difficult the higher up you go, 50, 60, 70, 80. No matter how much time is being spent in a mandatory fashion, you have to wake up at this time and show up for this job. You have to do these things. It's just way better. That's why I say, that's a really grateful position to be in, 40 and down, but 40 and up, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's just, once again, to be real, it's definitely going to be way harder. But throughout any kind of work schedule that you and we must live, if we want to try and engage and partake in this modern society, in order to acquire our own personal deepest desires, that the most fulfilling, meaningful, satisfying life possible, then you are you are called to take back that free time. And right there is where you're going to have to do something with it to bring your life in the direction of however you want it to be. See, to take away difficulty, to temporarily, all right, just for a moment, to negate all the the work, the intensity of it, the struggle and the challenge. This is still, maybe you and I would disagree right here. Some men would call this a very cursed opportunity, a rigged game, one big scam. And I know other guys that would call it a golden opportunity. What I'm just trying to say is it is an undeniable opportunity. That is what you and I are living with and living through right now. And now I want to go a little bit deeper here. And really, I want you to, provide as much insight and clarity with my deep dive today into transforming your own personal life scenario into the finest modern male human experience possible. Is that even possible? Do you have time? That would be my very first question. Do you have any amount of moments, daily instances, just these pockets of time, these windows of I can do whatever I want right now? If you do, and the average man, I do, I have plenty. I'd like more, but I can't complain. You might have plenty, maybe, or it's on the more scarce side, or you're blessed. You're 40 and down, brother. You got. If you're 40 and down, you got plenty of time to work with every week. That's and if you're being honest and your answer is yes, then it can't be denied in this way. You have space. You have something to engage with. that can take your life in any direction you want. And I say that because you can do anything you want. This is where we are either conquering, we are headed towards greatness individually. You are fast headed towards the best version of yourself, or you are losing your mind. You are suffering miserably. You are experiencing some of the most intense resentment and bitterness available for any given man in the 21st century. Very, very stark contrast here. But that is because of, I don't know, is this a byproduct of modernity for men? But you really have these two opposing ends of the spectrum. It's very, left or right. It is very night or day. One choice, two paths. And this choice right here is arguably the most important choice for a guy such as yourself looking for self-improvement content on the internet. If you're doing that, you probably have some kind of problem, dilemma that you're thinking about solving. There's something in your life you want to fix, you want to upgrade, you want to improve. That's awesome. But how do you really go about this, though? On the side of dreams, possibility, and greatness, the best of you, then you're looking at finding and staying on a path. That's really all it is. Because where the path leads, now this is what I mean by it's not promised where it goes. It can go anywhere. I know how that sounds. It's like, ooh, that sounds so exciting and thrilling, but anywhere means anywhere. Could be better, could be worse. That's the thing about the unknown. It just can't be said. It just cannot be known now. Not possible. You have to go and find out for yourself. It's just so worth it to. It is more than worth it to. If where you are right now is it's no longer where you want to be, you can't stand it here anymore. I mean, just it's not even you. Of course, you would have you do have to change, and you do have to do so many different things. But why would you, bro? See, like, what's the point? What is the point? And the point may be because when you just take a quick glance around your surroundings, you're kind of just like, this all sucks. This is all awful. I never planned for it to be like this, but it got like this. It doesn't even matter. The past is the past. It's over. The regrets, whatever forgiveness that needs to be forgiven, the mistakes that were made, whatever the bad choices, the bad decisions, it doesn't matter. You can't do anything about any of those things. If you literally cannot do anything about this, then it has nothing to do with you. What does have to do with you is this choice now, and every single one your life will give you here on out. If you are living a life in which you do have some kind of free time on a weekly basis, ideally daily basis, for so many guys 40 and down, they have you absolutely have that on a daily basis. It's again, because I really want to be clear, if it's 50, 60, 70, 80 hour weeks, then that's way different. That's a whole different game. But it doesn't make it impossible. It's way harder though. I mean, this is not, I mean, if you're like 70 hours a week and you're watching this, then you're thinking like, okay, well then, F me. No, bro. You would just have to be even more intentional with your time. That intentionality is born out of the plan you must create. You need to write this down. You need to come with it. You literally can hash it out with ChatGPT. See, now I'm going back to this undeniable opportunity that is staring at the face of any man who is waking up to a life he does not enjoy. Because if you are struggling to enjoy it, like I don't care about anything. I hate everything. I hate everyone. Like this is like I don't go anywhere. I don't really do anything. Like this is like what the heck, man. I totally feel that, though it absolutely doesn't have to be like that. You must return to those quiet hours when it's just you and yourself. I mean, you might be a guy where you're getting too much of that. It's always me, myself, and I. A romantic partner would be lovely. A tribe of like-minded kings would be super dope. And who is to say you can't meet these people? You can't have these kinds of outcomes in your life. Yeah, and if you were next to me now, perhaps you could give me some very valid, robust rationalizations and justifications and even excuses. That it really makes sense when you say it out loud. I mean, this is really a massive hindrance for me in life. It's because this is what's going on right now. Like, again, I don't have those details, but it's like, oh, because this is going on right now. Yeah, I mean, that's going to make it a little bit hard for me to live my best life. And I totally feel you there, bro. But that doesn't change the actions that you really are able to take, the choices that you really are able to make. If you figure out, if you will forge the path is knowing what you want. The path is towards I want a loving, lasting relationship. There is so much to do to try to maximize the chances of really having that opportunity in life. I want financial freedom. That's a career pathway. That's something that you are going to have to do with your bare hands, think about with your head, research and study and practice for. And I want great health. I want great health. That is motion and movement of the body. Your favorite type of cardio. Maybe, yeah, I kind of hate it all. Stuff that makes me, wheeze and pant is like, come on. But, you need it. You need it for the heart. Probably what the most important organ of the body, right next to the brain. And and getting big lifts, I highly recommend the gym is absolutely fantastic for everything. Okay, if you want to talk about just what the male human being is, the gym is just one of the best things a guy could get into. And it's like, oh wow, I mean, that's so much to do. That's a lot. It is so much because it's your best life, because it's really your best outcomes. It's the best way for you to live, and because you get to choose. It never used to be like that. It was just too busy surviving. You know what I mean? Like this is why, according to my calculation, this is why I did a century. Like, what I'm saying? Like before microwaves, before laundry machines, before, do you know what I'm saying? Technological innovation, uh, weaving itself through daily human events that have become a staple for all of us now. It's only getting faster. I mean, even food can literally now be, add to cart, checkout, confirm purchase, yes, and throw in a tip for the driver. And then it's on the way. It'll be here soon enough. Literally, like oh my god, I was gonna make the noise ding dong, but it's really not like that. It's actually a text now or a call, or some of them don't even. Some of them just leave it on the doorway. I don't even say anything. It's like, but yes. So it's just all this convenience, okay, has really put us in that very interesting, present day situation. It just opened up all of this time for man to sit with himself. Only think about, what do you want to do? That is very daunting. It is downright horrifying if you're starting from ground zero. And I say horrifying because it's just, holy crap. Wow. I mean, it really, it kind of inevitably leads you into the direction of asking, who are you as a person, as a man, as a human being? What resonates with you? What do you really care about in life? You have it because you don't go deep enough into these kinds of questions. It's really hard to think about. I mean, okay, well, where am I going? What am I going to try and pull off? What is all this hard work for? That's why I listed the three. These are like the traditional, the classic go-tos for mankind for all of time. I mean, and that's the love, that's the wifey, that's kids, and they are all very expensive, especially when they are together. The nuclear family unit and whatnot. That's typically that's all on the guy, and so, oh hey, how do I pay for all of that? You might as well just say financial freedom. It's like I need to like make enough where that's all set, and we still good, and you still got some for vacations, and what I'm saying, the Christmases, the anniversaries, and like I'm saying, like college tuition and the car and like all those other expenses and whatnot, right? All the latest iPhone, what I'm saying? Your kid's not even old enough, but begging you for one at the same time. Right? Obviously, we had to be strong fathers and be like, no, just no, but just the financial capabilities to live like that. And then the health. And the health. Without your health, you don't have anything else. Not really much of a point. Oh, I have my best life, but you cannot, leave the bed, leave the hospital. Okay, get up to enjoy it. Very important key three, and it's excellent to start there and build from there. Okay, you really just like these three. This trinity is such a excellent solid foundation for a guy to plan what kind of life do I really want. I mean, and it's okay, you're not a traditional guy, brother. That doesn't exempt you're not exempt from living your best life in this day and age. It is very possible because the time and the choice that we all have, that we face from day to day and week to week, is undeniable. It's so much easier to make use of it. And I know that's the real name of the game. It's like, even if you agree with me, even if you with me so far on everything I've said, it's like, okay, Kumo, yeah, great, you make it sound so sweet, but that doesn't change really how hard it is to do. This is years, this is possibly decades of just consistent hard work. Most people are kind of are going to be like, I think I'm all set on that. I think I'm good. I think I'm just gonna just, yeah, right. um 40 hours a week, less, more, and then the free time is kind of just you chill, you kind of whatever. You can live like that. That is the other side of it, though. And that's not the danger. It can be dangerous, but the danger is what it does to you. That is very individual. I think this is very subjective. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me for there to be single guys out there, and they really do enjoy living like this. It's, there is genuine. See, genuine is tough because how would anyone know? You could appear to the rest of the world very jolly, happy, happy go lucky, go with the flow. Everything is just sweet, but still be dying inside. Only, only you would know. That's why this conversation is so important to me. It's because no matter what you know, brother, you'll feel it right in here. I know, it's like, oh, okay, so it's just a feeling. I mean, how else would you describe it? It can be quite pestering, very, excuse me, very persistent, kind of follows you wherever you go. It is in everything that you do. You are reminded of it every day that you wake up. You're reminded again when you go to sleep on that same day. Just always there, always next to you. And what it is possibility, right? It's just like, are you sure? Are you sure this is it? This is it. You know I know how crazy dating has become. All right, but Okay, if you follow me for this take, to take that wild shot in the dark for love, to really, yeah, I know with the courts and with modern female expectations. I'm gonna leave that right there. That's all I'm gonna say. And there's that, and there's etc. Plenty to be like, oh my god, dating's, oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm all set. Are you? Are you truly all set? See? And then when you're like, I think so. Wait, maybe I'm not. And it bothers you because there's a part, I believe there's a deep, instinctual, primordial part, okay, of all, okay, this is like getting a little woo woo, but the spirit, the soul of man, it is in all of us where she really might be out there. Like the one. Oh, I know, I know. I mean, hearing the one is kind of like, oh, okay, he's losing me. But if you could have her, if that were the truth, if you only knew she was very real, there's not drama. There's fights, there's struggle, because that's kind of guaranteed when you're talking about marriage, when you're talking about monogamy, when you're talking about exclusivity for a lifetime. You are hers, and she is yours forever. That kind of love. And that's very real. And she's out there, but you never meet her. But you could not bear to embark on this path of trying to make it as awesome as possible with the time that this kind of day and age affords you and I. And that's, I mean, that's just love. It's in everything else. It's in everything else too. And that feeling, now, let's transition into the nitty gritty. But that feeling of, well, okay, all right, it's not that deep. You within hours, less, 8 hour, just okay, fine, give it couple hours of research on Google, ChatGPT, YouTube. Okay, uh, you know, I mean, it's plastered all over the internet. Your definitive 60-minute guide on whatever it is you think that is it. This is it. I want to do this in life. Entrepreneur, creative, artist, trade, blue collar. Pick your industry. You know, and then yeah, okay, yeah, factor in the talent, factor in the creativity, factor in the smarts and the intellect, all that good stuff. Still has to come down to, are you gonna do it or not? Are you going to put in the time? Are you going to put in the effort? Are you going to put in all those hours? Because it's most of your life. See, I believe so many don't. Because when you think about it like that, it really is. Oh, the journey, most of my life. That's why I don't want to go. I don't want to spend the rest of my life working so freaking hard for something that isn't promised. And so then you kind of spend the rest of your life never trying and realizing you always wanted to. That kind of pain right there is very real. And I believe for the guys who really do want to self improve and they really do want better lives and they really do want to go the path, they really do want to go and they don't, they're being eaten alive by the living in that limbo of like, I don't want to be here, but I can't bring myself to go there. That's hell. That is the modern man's hell on earth. It has to be. I mean, because brother, look at the other side. Like, look at the very opposite of trying. Just doing. Yeah, I got some free time. I'm gonna work on this. Yeah, it's the weekend, and I'm gonna take some time back for myself. But I'm also going to spend it. I'm gonna exercise. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna lift. I'm trying to build some muscle. I'm gonna try and build that business. Work on this project. I'm trying to make a. Try to attain online income, whatever the goal is. When it's not that, then the other side of it is, and see, this is why this is so crazy, because again, it really just wasn't like this. You couldn't, you would die. You would, I'm pretty sure, because survivability would not allow us to, but it's completely changed. You know, the blessings of progress, up to, you know, this moment right here. You get high whenever you want. You know, you can just, you don't have to go, you really don't have to go anywhere. Like if you're not really moving around all that much, then there's not much of a am I saying this correctly? There's not much of a caloric expenditure. I mean, so it's like, 1 or 2 meals, you know what I mean? It's like something from the convenience store, some kind of fast food, not too expensive, tastes good enough. And you just, oh, the games, the shows, it's endless. The scrolling, the streaming, it's endless. The content, the entertainment, the virtual stimulus, these portals that the internet has opened up to the perception of any human being that has access to them. Infinite, enough for forever. I was going to say multiple lifetimes. It's really not. It's forever. It's just so much out there. Even if it isn't, it might as well be infinite, because it will far outlive any of us. Like literally, just it's not even possible. But if you just never slept, never moved, never, and just, I'm gonna watch until my last breath. It would keep on going after you and me have checked out. That's what that is. That's what that is. And to each his own. If that's the life that any man really wants to live, then he's not technically harming himself, and he's not harming anybody else. He's not breaking any laws. You know what I'm saying? He's paying his bills and he's paying his taxes. What the heck? Okay, this is what he wants to do. It's just, you'll know for yourself if that's what you really want. And if life has been like this for you and you're trying to break out, then, brother, it's time for you to sit down and figure out what is it. It has to be a pursuit. You have to chase it. I have to go after it in this way, because you need to stay on the path, and you need to continue heading along this way. And so when you're chasing, then it's that much more motivating to stay on here. If I get off, I stop, I lose. It gets away. Whatever it is that you're going after in life. The gym is like this. Love is like this. Money is like this. And that's what's so amazing. It's just, what are you willing to go for? This doesn't actually have to do with anyone else. Because there's so many different things you could factor in that really do have a say, a genuine and honest say. Circumstances, genetics, biology, physical, biological, mental limitations and ailments, impairments of whatever, disabilities of any kind. This is regional, geographical, locational opportunity. It's so many different things. Yes, of course, but never before. If you just have the basics, okay, which is the shelter, water, food, electricity, internet, clothes, okay, and stable income, okay, whether it's part-time, about 20 hours a week, or full-time, 40 hours a week, or you really, maybe you got 2-3 jobs to make ends meet, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. Once that is taken care of, then you're looking at, okay, how much time do I really have? And that's it right there. That's for you to live. It's not this is not the time to sedate yourself, to numb out, to check out, to give up. That gives you a very defined, certain outcome. In my experiences, in the experiences of childhood friends and coworkers, colleagues, people I've met, older people than me, guys at the bar, whatever. I don't think I've never met a man who really lived it like that, who chose to kind of just surrender. I say surrender because a fight was never put up. He went quietly. I could try, but I'm not going to. And then I've met the guys on the tail end of that where it was, I didn't, and I haven't tried for, I'm on the older side now. It's all misery. It's all misery. It's just a very hollowed out, empty look in the eyes of just like, dang. Wow, well, what could it have been like? It doesn't have to be like that for you, bro. It never did. You have to look at where you want to go and go. That is, there's, unfortunately, there's not really any other option. It's just, I want you to take solace in this, though. I don't want you to. I'm a man that very much believes every human being should be, if they're aware of it, that they should be minimizing. None of us should be, suffering is guaranteed in life, but none of us should be suffering needlessly, like pointlessly, like for no reason. So I don't want you to believe you're trading suffering. Yeah, it all sucks right now, but me living my best life is doing all this hard work all the time. That also really sucks. So what the, but look where they're going. One will give you what it's always given you. You possibly right now. The other will give you, you're going to find out. The other one will give you, who knows? The other one will give you, this could be, see, that could be is everything. This could be spectacular. This could be absolutely mind-blowing. This could surpass all expectation. You cannot fathom it because it's not within your imagination to process something you've never had and you've never lived yet. That's what the self-improvement, that's what the hard work, the work, like trying, that's where that goes. And where it leads you is it leads you deeper into all sorts of realms of possibility as you get better, because that's what you are. That's what you are as a human being and as a man. Like you learn, you can, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter at this point. I know I'm being very extreme. I'm being very absolute. And, I don't mean to not take into account all the careful considerations that really do affect a human being's capacity to like learn and understand and like be able to apply and all that. But if you would try and continue trying for what matters to you, for what means the world to you, that's enough. You live like this. You watch what it does to you, bro. That is like, this is my answer. This is just kind of my deep dive today when I was thinking about, like, you have so many guys struggling. Then how, really realistically speaking, how do you really get out? How do you go somewhere way better than this? Just like that, brother. And there's way more, so much more that goes into it. If you're looking for a space on the internet where you got a guy talking about anything and everything that goes into all of this male self-improvement stuff, then check me out. Because you're watching the Pillars of Man, your number one podcast for the best conversations you could find aimed at male self-improvement, surrounding philosophy, masculinity, wellness, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Kumo. I continue to reshape modern male reality, giving any man who wishes to pull the very best out of himself a way to do that. Thank you so much for vibing with me today, bro. You like content like this? Hit that subscribe button for me. Give me a like as well. I hope to see you real soon on my next one. But until then, take it easy. Take good care of yourself. And I love you so much. Peace.